Wheeler Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And Charlie's Angels 2019 is bombing. It's bombing hard, and it's really funny. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a message for Elizabeth Banks. I feel bad for you, Elizabeth. I really, genuinely do. I don't want. I'm sure this is not this is a difficult time for you. You know, you worked on something by all I can like with all that's the word by all accounts with a lot of passion, and it's just bombed horribly. And you know, I'm sorry. Again, my first thing is I'm sorry. But this video is more about a statement that you made, which I really want to address in your publicity. And this is the reason why it bombed. You know, I don't want you to make movies that bomb. I want you to make movies and in general, I want to enjoy movies. You know, I want to give you guys money. I want to give the movie industry money. You're making it pretty much impossible for me. So, you know, I'm trying to help you out here. So, oh yeah, in this article, it says, where is it? It's here. Here's a quote. If this movie doesn't make money, it didn't. If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces the stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go and see women do action movies. Now, that actually there's a ring of truth to that. But here's the mistake. Well, you're making many mistakes. Here's the first mistake. Just because you're a woman doing an action movie doesn't mean I'm going to see it. That you got to deliver a movie. You got to bring your game. You got to bring your A game. You got to do something fantastic, and you got to remove any blocks from me wanting to go and see it. And you put a lot of blocks in place. You put a lot. Firstly, it's 2019. 2019 movies have a white male hating agenda, and it's running through a thread. And I think people have wised up to it, and they stopped paying to see it. You know, I know they didn't go and see Terminator, Woke Fate. They didn't. What else? What other movie? Oh, Charlie's Angels, the other one that tanked. That was another one. We're going to see a lot of tanks because because of the same stupidity that you're involved in here. So yeah, and you put out. Yeah, so what are these blocks that you put in place? Firstly, casting. You put Kristen. Is it Kristen or Kirsten? I think it's Kristen Stewart as the star. That was a mistake. Why? Because Kristen Stewart has a white male hating attitude. You know, she seems to have a chip on her shoulder. She seems to be pissed off. There was a story that she couldn't be a Marvel superhero if she was in public holding her girlfriend's hands. Now, listen, I think that's messed up. If that happened, I think that's messed up, and I think that's wrong. But I believe that of Hollywood. But like again, she looks angry. She looks like she swallowed a wasp. She looks mad. You know, I'll go see. Look, I really want somebody to do a spy franchise headed by Gal Gadot. I would see the crap out of that. That'd be all. There are many, Aliens, the go-to one. People, but having a female hero doesn't stop men going to see movies. That's nonsense. You just ignore it because white men who you're alienating tend to go and see movies that don't make an agenda of hating white men, which Charlotte's Angel clearly did in its promotion, in its advertising, and it was a mistake. And in its inception and in its in how you sold it to us. It was so obviously a female empowerment movie, which, again, female empowerment is fine. Female empowerment by making white men bad, I've had enough of it. I'm not paying to see that. I'm not paying to hear you lecture me. You millionaire, lecture me about how bad I am just because of my skin color. I'm really, it's so freaking racist. And I don't understand what's going through your head that would make you think I would go and say it. So that's the hurdle you've got to. If you're making this movie in 2019, that's the hurdle you've got to go over. You've got to get over the hurdle that you don't despise me. And if I'm getting that vibe, I'm not paying you. You've got to have something that I really love to get my money out of my pocket. Second thing. It didn't look like a great movie. So I haven't seen the movie. This is not a review of the movie. I'm going on I think probably the most accurate and kindest review I've heard is from Mecha Random 42, the wonderful Mecha Random 42. If you're not subscribed to her, you really should subscribe to her. She's a fantastic channel. Check her out. But she said, look, basically, this was a good chick flick. This was a really fun, good chick flick. And then it turned into a really serious, dour action movie in places. And the two things just didn't work together. So again, you gotta bring a game. You gotta bring a great, entertaining experience. You know, what was it? A couple of years ago, Rise of Skywalker, not really, the Last Jedi came out. And the surprise hit at that time, that winter, of that Christmas season, whatever you want to go, was Jumanji. Why? Because they just did an agenda-free, exciting, fun movie. That's what you got to do. And this bullcrap about you saying, you indicating that you're disadvantaged by a male patriarchy. You got to drop it. Forget it. I'm not paying for you to talk down to me with this insanity. And don't be wrong, Elizabeth, I like you. I liked you in a lot of movies. You're great in Hunger. You were fantastic in. I was going to say you're great in Hunger. You were fantastic in Hunger Games. You took what I thought would be like a two-dimensional villainous character and gave her depth and empathy. And I cared about her. She was fantastic. You're a great comedian. I like you in. I can't even think what you've been in. But I like you pretty much everything in it. But this is like just really. And so the real problem you're banging up against is this: that you feel. How's the best way of putting it? A disdain for the male gaze. A disdain for being attractive and being attractive to men. Firstly, the male gaze is essential. It's part of the DNA of Charlie's Angels. The idea of Charlie's Angels is you get 3 hot chicks. I'm saying hot chicks deliberately. And then they start to be able to kick butt and do all this cool action stuff. Once you take that out, you've taken out something core, absolutely core to what you're doing. Same thing with Margot Robbie doing the Birds of Prey movie with what's the other character? Harley Quinn. Sorry, Harley Quinn being hot is part of Harley Quinn. And there's a lot more about Harley Quinn as well, but if you eschew the male gaze, you're eschewing something that is core to the thing you're trying to do. The male gaze is a normal and healthy part of human sexuality. That's how we continue our species. Men like to look at women. We get turned on looking at women. And I understand that is objectifying women to a certain extent, but the way I can listen, it breaks it. Men compartmentalize. Again, this is not everyone. I'm talking about me and just about every guy I've ever spoken to. So there are outliers, but men, I look at my wife and I'm physically attracted to my wife. I think my wife is gorgeous. I do. I think she's beautiful. It's easy for me because she actually is, but but I think she's beautiful. And that's and I objectify her to a certain extent. In that way, I do. I look at it on a physical, but I love her as well. I like spending time with her. I like her as a person. So you can have two things at once. You can like somebody and you can respect someone. And I do. I like and respect people. And you can also be physically attracted to them. And diminishing your physical attractiveness is that's what gets men in the door. Let's just be completely frank about it. That's what gets men in the door. And if you're gonna flush that down the toilet, you've created a massive, massive, massive block to getting men coming in, because then you got what would apparently be a mediocre movie which looks down at you and says, "Don't be attracted. Don't get turned on by me. I know I know dress myself up in heels, makeup, and like a very revealing outfit. Don't you dare get turned on by me." I'm sorry. I have to forget it. It's crazy. That I think is the biggest thing you're banging up against. And Margot Robbie, you got your Birds of Prey movie coming out. You're going to get it far worse, because the promotion for your movie has been pure agenda. I'm not interested. I'm not seeing it. It's not happening. There's nothing. Yeah, you know what the truth is? There's nothing wrong with lust. Lust is healthy. Yeah, it can be abusive. It can get, and I imagine if you're in Hollywood, surrounded by the creeps in Hollywood, then it does get abusive, and it does. Yeah, Me Too happened for a reason, but for crying out loud, that's because they're bad people. It's not because men are bad. That you deal with bad people. Your industry attracts and supports terrible, terrible people. A lot of them happen to be male, but that's a tiny slither of the population of males. Try going somewhere where they have some kind of moral value. Even if they don't, if the society has a moral value, even if personally they don't adhere to it, you get a better society. You get less abuse. So I'm going to say, yeah, Me Too's real. Me Too happened. Although I have to tell you, Me Too did more. I think has done more damage to for women than an army of Harvey Weinstein. Because it never occurred to me before to doubt a woman when she made an accusation. It really never. And then you had the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing happen, which was a direct outpouring from Me Too. And look to me like that. This innocent guy was being railroaded by a bunch of crazy women. And so now, whenever there's any accusations, I go, really, I gonna have to see a little bit of evidence beforehand because you girls be crazy. So I think it did. Yeah, I believe the abuse of Me Too happened in Hollywood. I do believe it completely. The casting couches thing we've all known about, but the Me Too movement has just been disastrous for women, and not quite as disastrous as this movie has been for the box office. Maybe, actually, maybe it's even worse. But yeah, it's basically my don't disdain your audience. Don't have disdain for your. Don't have hatred for your audience. It's really that simple. And then I think you can have a female-led action movie, which I would go. All you got to do is not hate me, not talk down to me, make a good freaking movie. That's really 101. And who was it? Ann Coulter had this. Was a book. She said the what was the book? Just shut up and dribble. It was talking about a basketball player talking about politics. Was a sign like that? And everyone's like, oh my God, how can you be so? And then, of course, when the Chinese government says the same thing, everyone is fine with it. But anyway, my name is Philip Beckin. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're a Doctor Who fan, I'm doing a giveaway of a Doctor Who DVD box set, Trial of Time Lord. I think of the 1985 season. It's a 14-episode story, 4 DVDs. Because I'm getting the Blu-rays. The Blu-ray should be arriving in just about a week from now. If you want to win that, put a like and subscribe to the channel. Put a hashtag Sixie on Trial, SIXIEONTRIAL, because it was the Sixth Doctor who was on trial, and you'll be entered to win. Only one person's entered, so you're in a pretty darn good chance if you do it. And if you don't like Doctor Who, forget it. My name's Philip Beckin, the Rabbit from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.